welcome to another episode of Up Vibes. This is part 2 of episode 6. Joining me as always is Miss Vina Jenkins.
Hey.
Vina, since we spoke last time, we touched base on the trial, La Palma, and cloning. I think that's one of the things that we said we were going to pick back up on today, was cloning. How do you, where would you like to start? What avenue would you like to take first?
So we'll go with the trial first because I feel like it's a quick one.
Okay.
So we talked about it last week about how the third accuser came out and actually stated a real name, everything like that. And then this week when I was trying to look up on it so we could talk about it today, I found absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
There hasn't been much to be seen or found. I know last night I wanted to do a little bit of digging to see what I could find so we could discuss more today, and I didn't find much.
Yeah.
Didn't find much at all, which I thought was really strange. It's almost like it just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
On every platform.
Yeah.
I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah. So the plot must have worked. Sounds like once again that the unfortunate pedo ring is going to get away with the nasties again. So it's unfortunate, But there was plenty of people, and I applaud you, that took the time to promote it on their platforms.
For sure.
And stuff like that to bring some kind of awareness of what's going on. And whether you believed it or not was on you. But, I mean, facts are facts. The flight logs were there. The people that stepped forward and told their testimony, that had to have some kind of fact to it,
Right.
So.
But, yeah. I mean, it's just gone.
Yeah, it is. It's gone. It's gone. There's not much to be seen or heard about the trial. La Palma, the last weekend when we actually discussed it, it spurred back up. It's kind of crazy that I felt like there was a little bit of something. Everything that we talked about last week, I felt like something happened. All but the trial. The trial disappeared. But I guess you could say that's what happened. It's gone. La Palma did start making some more noise, and I believe it's calmed down now. Earlier I was talking about it with Matt and Cody, and I haven't checked on it today, so I don't really know the status of La Palma. If anybody's in the chat, check on La Palma and give us an update on how it's doing. That's one of, we'll continue to tell people to, keep your eyes on, anything's a possibility. Make preparations for whatever. We're not trying to build fear or anything, but we like to touch on that kind of stuff. Vina's my conspiracy buddy whenever it comes to those kind of avenues, I guess, if you will. But like I said, we don't believe everything that we see, everything that we hear. We just like to discuss it, the what ifs, I guess you could say. Let's jump into the Kim Kardashian stuff, because you did mention an avenue that I am interested in with the metaverse. And you mentioned that she's got property in the metaverse, which I haven't really actually took the time to see what all celebrities or
I really haven't either. I was on Instagram the other night, and I had saw a post that her and Pete Davidson had went official on Instagram, so I was looking for it.
Okay, yeah.
And I clicked on her story, and it was actually on her story. She had shared the lady she was doing the podcast with. She shared that girl's story onto hers, and it was talk to Kim Kardashian today, who's already living in the metaverse, and what she thinks. But
wow, so
yeah.
Did you actually take a gander of?
I didn't. I was at work, so
okay,
I couldn't watch it.
If you go out and find that, there's apparently a podcast where I guess Kim gives her take on what it's like in the metaverse, I would assume.
Yeah. I'm assuming. They said she had property, so
I'm definitely going to have to take a look into that, because I'm interested in the metaverse. I think that they're now. I think the metaverse is going to last. No, but do I think that there's a lot of people that are going to buy into it? Absolutely. I mean, you already got people like Kim Kardashian and stuff like that that are buying property in the metaverse. I don't guess you could say fully quite understand it. I know that I've heard that there's apparently like a commercial, I guess, or something that like Will Smith's like kind of like almost like hinting living in the metaverse. I don't know how it works. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go. Stop that. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's different. It's quite different. The whole theories and talks of the metaverse is different.
I just thought it was a coincidence because at one point last week we were talking about Kim Kardashian, and then later on we were talking about the metaverse.
The metaverse,
and
yeah.
I read it and I was like, oh shit, Wes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like that you are going to eventually see more celebrities step forward and promote more of this metaverse, you know, because I do know that there's a lot of people that are invested in it on the side of the stock market and stuff like that. I do know quite a bit investors are taking part in it. So it is something to pay attention to, the metaverse. If you don't know anything about it, I suggest going and doing a little research on it. I had some fun with the guys earlier about, you know, movies and stuff like that. I always feel like that's a fun topic, and brings on plenty of avenues of conversation. So I'll ask you, you know, I know that you do you watch the superhero movies and stuff like that?
Not really.
Not really. Well, what's your favorite genre of movies then? We'll talk about it. Favorite horror movie then?
Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Ooh, did we talk about this?
I don't think so.
Did we not? Yeah, okay, because he's one that also got me, man. He got me good. I was telling the guys earlier about how much like Hocus Pocus bothered me as a child. I know it seems weird, but it did. Nightmares out the wazoo from Hocus Pocus. I don't know why, but Freddy was the other one that really fucked me up, man. He got me numerous times. He got me.
He's always been my favorite. And I was like probably 5 or 6, and my dad's best friend bought me a Freddy Krueger doll that was like this big, and it talked if you pressed the button.
Oh, hell no.
So when I opened it up on Christmas, I didn't open it all the way, but I hit the button and he started talking. And I ran to my room and locked myself in there for like 2 hours crying. Because it scared the shit out of me. But he was like my favorite person at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean now, like he's by far my favorite. And I always say that, you know, when I hop on Dead by Daylight, play as a killer. I mean, I'm chasing you with Freddy all day. I mean, that's immediately who I go after. So much props to Freddy. Most recent horror movies, you know, because the way that they were made back then and the way they are made now is completely different.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it's totally different. Come a long way. The horror movies come a long way, in my opinion. What's a modern day horror flick that you would recommend to someone?
I mean, I like the Conjuring movies. I didn't like the spin-offs. I don't like Annabelle, and I didn't really like The Nun, but I like the Conjuring movies.
I didn't care for The Nun myself. Braylee, believe it or not, is probably the one in the household that watches the most
I can see that.
horror movies or whatnot, and she talks about the Conjuring movies all the time. I think those are some of her favorites.
They're good. I mean, they were like, I feel like they were the first different horror movie in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was good.
Well, see, I used to be a big fan of the Paranormal Activities, like the first like couple ones. You know what I mean? And then like after a while, I felt like it kind of like got a little crazy on us.
I mean,
you know,
it just went.
Apparently, there's a new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't took the time to watch it. It's been out for I think quite a bit now, but yeah, I didn't take the time to watch it. I don't intend to. So anybody that's in the chat, man, if you know what that's like, let us know what you thought about the new Paranormal Activity movie. I would like to know. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it.
I didn't know it came out.
Oh, I seen it on. Yeah. Well, the only reason why I seen it is because I seen it in the PlayStation menu one day. It was just like advertising it. And I was like, what? They still make those? But Wrong Turns, man. I don't know if it's like. Yeah, man. Those were always good ones too. But they, once again, like, how many wrong turns are there now? Like, I think we're on like Wrong Turn
Well,
198 or some shit.
Jason's like a big one that everybody knows, but there's literally probably like 500 Friday the 13th.
Hey, but
Jason
Voorhees, we can't hate on Jason, man.
No, I love him. I'm just like, why did he go to space?
Can't hate on Jason. But the inbred hillbillies that are like fucking in the hills eating
Hills
people.
Have Eyes.
Yeah,
That
man.
movie scared the shit. I can't go with what he's in that movie.
Oh, The Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah.
It was a good one, man.
Yeah.
The Hills Have Eyes was a good one. I mean, there's so many good ones. What about zombies, man? You like any of the zombie flicks? Are you not a big zombies person?
I'm not.
Are you
I'm
not?
not into it.
So you never got into The Walking Dead?
No,
Ever give it a chance?
I did.
Did you?
I tried like a couple times actually because I thought I would like it, but I just couldn't. I can't do it.
No. I like The Walking Dead. I thought it was a good
Did you?
series. Yeah, I did.
I know a lot of people do, and like I can't knock it. It just wasn't me.
I think that, and I know a lot of people don't think the possibility of zombies is a thing,
Right.
You know, but I don't know. I do. I feel like zombies is a possibility, and I think that's why I get into the zombie stuff. Even video games like DayZ and stuff.
Now I like zombie games.
Oh, yeah?
I just don't like watching it.
Oh.
I guess is I don't know,
No,
but I believe that it could happen for sure.
I definitely get into it all. I mean, and I think that's why I like more so the things that you can relate with. You know what I mean? Is kind of what I get into. What about Scream, man? I heard there's a new Scream coming.
Oh, I love that movie.
Do you?
The original one.
I don't know the truth of that, but I have heard that there is a new Scream coming.
I think so, maybe. I think I may have seen something.
Is there?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
The original Scream is by far my favorite.
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah, man. And that's classic. I never really gave the TV series a chance.
On MTV,
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
Was it?
I was like pleasantly like I usually don't like remakes of the originals, and I don't like TV shows about them, but that one was pretty good.
What about vampires? You fuck with vampires?
Kind of.
Yeah, depending on like if it's like the lovey-dovey vampires or like
Yeah.
I want to fucking kill you vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I fuck with Twilight. Okay, I'm gonna say that now.
Man,
You know, but
I wasn't a big fan of Twilight. You know where I seen the first movie? Was on a flight coming home from Afghanistan. That's the movie they played for us. That was the fucking original Twilight.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I wasn't really a fan of Twilight. I did read the books and I enjoyed the books. I don't know why I didn't really care for
The movies are awful,
the movie.
but they're so bad. Like it's kind of funny. Have you seen that guy on TikTok that does the impersonation of Bella?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, you gotta find him. I gotta
Okay.
send you videos.
We'll definitely
It's
have
so
to look for
funny.
that then. Definitely have to look for that. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break on this side of things. Okay, so we're talking about horror movies. Staying on the lines, so you don't really care for the vampires. Have you ever seen the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie?
Mhm.
Man, that is by far probably my favorite vampire movie. I don't know why. It's just one that always stuck with me that I remember.
Right.
So, never really. I think they made a TV series on that too, didn't they?
I
Yeah.
never watched that though.
No, I didn't give that a chance at all. Wasn't any really like werewolf movies or anything. I'm trying to think of all the horror movies and think if any of that. Pumpkinhead was good though. You ever watch any of the Pumpkinheads? Pumpkinhead was good. Leprechauns were good. Leprechauns got me a couple times when I was a kid. I ain't gonna lie. They got me a couple times.
I like all the Saw movies too, and there's like 400 of them.
The Saws are really good, but well, they kind of got deep after a while.
Mhm.
I'd say probably like the first 3 I was cool with. After that, it kind of got a little crazy
I
for me.
like all of them, but the first 3 I feel like made the most sense. But I like the rest of them because there was a new way of them dying every time, and I was like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Right,
So I
yeah.
can't say like I didn't like it because I did.
So you're a big Rob Zombie film fan.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So what is it? Is it the Devil's Rejects?
Which one? The first one?
First one, yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
House of a Thousand Corpses. Is that the one? Is that your favorite or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember having a conversation with you about those. Now he made a Michael Myers one, didn't he?
He made 2. He made Halloween and Halloween 2.
Oh, okay. So I mean, yeah,
He's remaking the Munsters too right now.
I did hear that, and I am excited about that, man.
I'm
I am
super
excited
stoked.
about that because I mean, if you're old school like me, the Monsters was where it's at, man. A lot of memories of that growing up on what is it, Nick at Night.
Mhm.
plenty
I'm
of.
really excited because, like, I love Rob Zombie, but like,
Who's some of the cast in that? Do you know? Yeah.
His wife.
Well, she's usually in a lot of his movies, ain't she? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Did you watch 31?
31.
The one he let out like 2 or 3 years ago on Halloween.
I want to say I did. Yeah.
Do you remember Doomhead, the very last guy that tried to kill him? Like he was punching himself in the face in the mirror.
No, I don't.
Oh well, he's gonna be in it, I think.
Okay.
But I'm not sure who else. He released a couple of them the other day, but I can't remember who they were.
Rob Zombie's films, man. He's got some good ones. Quentin Tarantino's got some good ones as well, man. He's got some good ones. Vampires. Dusk Till Dawn was a good movie. Did you ever check that one out?
I think so.
Yeah, that's it.
A long time ago, though.
That's a good one. That's a good one as well.
Lost Boys.
Hey, Lost Boys is on point though, man. There's Lost Boys is on point. That's actually my club name on GTA.
You Lost Boys tattoo?
What?
Yeah,
Dude. Venus got a Lost Boys. What?
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite movies. Michael.
I love that fucking movie.
Oh man. Yeah, it was. It damn good movie.
Someone asked us what our favorite Christmas movie is.
Favorite Christmas movie?
Maybe with Elf.
Elf?
Fucking love that movie.
Man, there's a lot, I guess, for me. I mean, I don't know. I like Jingle All the Way with Arnold.
I really like the Polar Express too.
Polar Express was good. You know, I always when I was a child, I was a fan of the Muppets Christmas Carol or whatnot. I was always a fan of that one too.
I always watched the Mickey and Minnie's Christmas, where Mickey like sells his watch to get Minnie something for her necklace or whatever.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
sells her necklace to get something for his watch.
Yeah.
Orlon watched that with me the other day.
Yeah, they've got Netflix has got all their Christmas movies and stuff like that loaded up, and I've always catch the kids peeking on those, and I don't know, man. I feel like they don't make Christmas movies like they used to whenever we were younger growing up, man. Scrooge was always a good one too with I can't think of his name now. Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if you consider that one a Christmas movie, but it's called Scrooge. So.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a good one. Can't go wrong with Bill Murray.
I like Santa Claus too.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good. I don't know. I think that's one that over time it just kind of got dull to me because I watched it so many times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What's some of your favorite Christmas movies, Chad? Throwing questions at us, we'll throw them back at you. Name some good ones. I think Brayley said that they're, which I thought was really weird that they were playing this because it's a classic, The Last Christmas Pageant or whatever it was. It's an old classic Christmas movie. They were actually playing that for the kids in school, so I thought it was kind of neat. Yeah, and I remember watching it. I think that's the name of the movie. I can't remember. It might be The Last Christmas Pageant or Last Christmas Carol or something like that. I don't know. But I do remember the movie, and she came home explaining it to me and stuff, and I was like, man, that's kind of cool that she's like, that was an old movie.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
So it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. It is a good movie. I can't, I probably butchered the title, but it's something along the lines of that. What about action? Do you like action?
Like what?
Like 007, Jason Bourne. You like war flicks?
I don't really like war movies.
You can't get into a good war story?
Not really.
I like my war movies. I also like my westerns. I like my westerns a lot too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't.
Oh man,
I don't really like westerns.
There's so many good like avenues of approach that you could go through to tell a good like war scene, war story and stuff. I think that's why I like cling to those a lot. Like We Were Soldiers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome films. Saving Private Ryan is probably like my number one.
No, I don't not like them. Like I don't not like Saving Private Ryan. Like,
yeah.
can't think of the one just watched the other day, but
Full Metal Jacket.
there's some of them that are alright, but like if I have an option, I'm not gonna watch it. You know what I mean?
Right. We're not watching fucking war movies. I feel it. So action movies, you don't give those a try at all either, or?
I guess it depends on what it is. You know what I mean?
Right. So if it's like Transformers.
I fuck with Transformers.
I feel that. So, what about you? You didn't really mess with Star Wars or anything like that either,
No, I
did
can't
you?
do Star Wars.
Yeah, I figured that. The Hobbit.
No.
Not a big adventurous person.
No.
Well, damn, Vina.
Really, the only thing like that I ever watched that I liked was like fucking Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
down with Harry Potter though. It's good shit, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That is good stuff, man. I like Harry Potter. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie?
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
It's a good one. The ending was mine. I'm playing.
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm not gonna lie though. I am a fan of Harry Potter, but I felt like after a while it just kind of, I don't know, man. I do like the new stuff that they're doing. You know, the what is it called? What's the new Harry Potter stuff that they got going on?
Like the new book?
It's
new
like
book?
spin-off of it or something like that.
Oh, the Magical Beast? Or
Yes,
whatever.
the Magical Beast.
I haven't read none of that shit.
You haven't?
I'm done. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
see,
done.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, you feel it though.
Yeah.
You feel it though. Like Harry Potter will always be Harry Potter. Like, you know, you'll always have that respect for like what it did for your childhood and all that stuff. Blah 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 blah. Blah. But I mean, after a while, it's just like
And how many are there? 7?
something like that. Yeah.
Like, and they were all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
like, once that was over, like, you're beating a dead horse at this point.
yeah. And I feel like that's just one that you always see. I don't know. Get thrown in people's faces,
Mhm.
come back around, and everybody knows Harry Potter. Kids still go crazy over all the little boys and stuff on it, and everything else. It's
For
just,
sure.
it's crazy.
Sure.
It's crazy. It's what's my house is full of girls, and that's what it is who they have a crush on
Oh, yeah, no.
in Harry Potter. So, yeah. On those lines, man, like. I would have to say The Hobbit ranks over Harry Potter in my opinion.
I never, like, I could not do or like none of that shit.
Cut the feet. Cut the
No,
feet.
really, I think it was because my brothers pushed it so hard, and my dad pushed it so hard for so long, and like, that's not. It's not me. Like, I don't want to. I don't
man.
care about that.
It's all about some hobbits and stuff, man. That stuff was, it's a good storyline, man. Good storyline.
I mean, I respect it because it's. I mean, like a lot of people do love it, like a lot. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm sure it is good, but that's
Yeah.
just not what I'm into, and I just can't stay focused.
Yeah, no, that's where my name came.
I mean,
That's how I became me, Fina.
I believe it.
Shout out to the Lord of the Rings. We're gonna take another quick break here. Gandalf. Well, let's jump off the movie vibes and let's transition over into what do you say? What do you want to do, Vina? This chat guy. I can't see the chat. I'm blind.
Somebody said their favorite movie was Home Alone,
Home Alone. Home Alone is good.
and they said that name of the show was the best Christmas pageant.
Yes, the best Christmas pageant. That is correct. That's what it is. Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
So I guess since we're talking about movies, we can go to music.
Oh, okay. Let's hit it.
'Cause I feel like we're both pretty diverse with our music.
Okay, yeah, most definitely. Let's talk about this because everybody has their songs, you know, and their genre of music. I have I'm an open book
Right.
with it, you know. I listen to everything. Rocket League. Whenever I get into a tournament with Rocket League and stuff like that, I always have this playlist that I go to, and I have discovered Birdie has helped me a lot stay focused and play better in Rocket League.
Really?
Yes, I listen to Birdie. Do you have like a go-to playlist that you
Not when I'm playing games.
no?
No.
Oh, I have to listen to
sensory
music when I
overload,
play
like,
Rocket
can't
League.
do
Even when I'm in a party with people. and
Really?
oh yes, I have to have that music in my ear.
There's no way.
Yeah, it just helps me stay focused on the task at hand.
But like when I play with my headset on, I leave one off. That way I can listen for Gorlon. So I feel like, yeah, that would be way too much.
I feel like well, let's ask the chat. Who's some of your favorite artists? I feel like a very underrated artist. I listen to him all the time. Is Shawn James. Oh my! You don't know who Shawn James is? No. Chat, do you know who Shawn James is? Do you know who Birdie is? Sings the Skinny Love, Deep End.
Nope.
Wings.
I listen to the same people. Really, until somebody introduces me to somebody.
Get you some Birdie.
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Get you some Birdie.
But I really haven't ever heard of her.
Okay. Well, chat, have you heard of Birdie? If you haven't heard of Birdie, go check out Birdie. She's a good artist. That's it. She's got good songs. Shawn James is another good one. If you don't know who Shawn James is, check out Shawn James. Right here. Through the Valley. Has a nice rendition of Ain't No Sunshine. Yeah.
He looks cool.
Yeah, he does a lot of storytelling, like folk type songs. Like he's got the Midnight Dove and stuff. I actually recently showed him, introduced him to my brother, and my brother's really taken a liking to him. But another cool, just little vibe out session that you can have is with Shawn James. Man, he sets the mood right. A lot of cool songs. What about you? Name some artists.
Kind of occasion.
Well,
I've got like 8 playlists on Spotify, like depending on what we're wanting. You know what I mean?
Is the chat throwing out any yet?
No.
Nope. Okay. Well, I know you like a lot of heavy metal, right? Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an Asking a fan. I know this about you. We do have that in common.
So I have them on my what I call my high school playlist.
Okay.
Because that's what I listened to in high school. But there's a bunch on there. There's Asking and Motionless in White, Never Shout Never, Sleeping with Sirens.
Sleeping with Sirens is good.
I See Stars. Those were my favorite till they broke up.
I was always a Falling in Reverse fan.
I got a couple. I hate Ronnie Radke.
Really?
Yeah, he's a dick.
Oh. Whoa, shots fired.
Not really. Like,
watch out, Ronnie.
Did you see that article about him a few years back?
No, I haven't.
He was hitting fans with the fucking mic stand.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
You know, it's unfortunate due to his past. You know, the history that he's had. You know, you think he'd learn and grow from certain things.
I loved him when he was in Escape the Fate, though.
Yeah, man. That's kind of like
I loved him back then.
Yeah, Escape the Fate was awesome. I don't know. There's so many that I can think of that I enjoy. Chat, you got any kind of Dirty Heads, man? It's awesome, chill out vibe. Music. I enjoy a lot of Dirty Heads music. We actually went to Louisville. Got to see them live for the first time, and it was at the Mercury Ballroom. And like whenever I go to like concerts or shows and stuff like that, I'm always used to these like big events, and you know, like, man, this was like one of the coolest things that I've ever been to.
Like small little things.
Oh yeah, the Mercury Ballroom's just. I mean, it was still big enough for like to hold a little concert. It was like a medium-sized concert.
I think that's where I saw Asking.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a nice little venue, man. Mm-hmm. Mercury Ballroom is a nice venue. If you haven't been there, you live around the Louisville area or in distance to travel to the Louisville area, and you get the chance to go to the Mercury Ballroom and hit it up. I think, what is that rapper's name from Louisville? That he's actually fixing to do a show there. I actually looked up the tickets, man. It was $500 just for general admission. Yeah. Did you look him up too?
No. I
No?
don't listen to Jared.
Really?
There's a couple songs I listen to here and there, but if I'm not listening to that playlist we just talked about, I'm either listening to Kevin Gates, Mod Sun, Mac Miller.
Now I can get down with some Mod Sun. I like Mod Sun. I do like Post Malone. Most of his stuff. I do have. I don't know.
There's not a bad song.
What?
There's not a bad song, my guy.
Some of it I don't really care for.
They're all perfect.
Some of it I really don't care for, but I mean, there's
You know those Funko Pop?
That's a lot of different
figurines?
genres we just spoke about right there.
Yeah, real quick. You know those Funko Pop thingies?
Yeah.
I bought another Post Malone one today.
Did you?
Yeah, I have 2 now.
You big at me. Hey, Post Malone's father, I believe, follows you, correct?
He does. He follows me on Twitter.
That's bragging rights right there.
Yeah.
How many of y'all can say that? Post Malone's daddy follows you. Eh? Vina can.
He's really nice to like everybody he talks to on there.
Really?
He is super nice. And
That's
he
awesome.
makes fun of Post Malone all the time too.
Makes fun of him?
Yeah.
That's awesome too. And there's nothing wrong with Post Malone. There's nothing wrong with that. I've just never been like, and I love tattoos. I mean, you know my wife. My wife's got tattoos all over her body. I just I can't do the face tattoos.
And you know what's funny? I can't either. But for some reason, he's the only exception.
It throws off my whole vibe about him. Like, I really enjoy his music.
Right.
You know, most of it. I really enjoy it, though. There's a lot of his music that I enjoy. It's just like, I don't know. It threw off my whole vibe with him, man. It really did. It really did. I don't know why. I just can't. And there's nothing wrong with people that I'm not judging people or anything like that. I can't concentrate on you as a person whenever you have stuff on your face. I'm sorry. I can't. My mind goes way too far. Like, I'm thinking too fast. Like, if you knew my brain, you would understand. Right. You know what I'm saying? You just got to understand me. But I'm not throwing any kind of disrespect out there to people at all. By no means. It's just, it throws me off. I'll be concentrating on that. We could be talking about anything, and I'm going to be looking at your art. I'm sorry. I like tattoos.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
I like tattoos. But yeah. So moving on. Did we ever get any artists that the chat likes? Nope. All right. Cool. Trying to think, man. There's a lot of good artists here. The White Buffalo. You ever listen to the White Buffalo? Check you out some White Buffalo. Chat, you ain't never seen White Buffalo? Get you some White Buffalo. Ashlyn Craft. She actually sings a really cool song.
Good.
Sorry, Ashlyn. But nah, I mean, okay. Like, let's transition into, like, what's some of your favorite, like, there was a point in time I can remember growing up whenever it was all about, like, watching, like, the music videos and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I kind of feel like those days have died. I know music videos are still getting made and produced, but I don't see as many people watching these videos as...
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because I'm older and I'm just not paying...
I feel like it's because MTV doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, man.
Like, that's where I watched all of them.
Yeah, man. I remember, like, just all day.
Also, for a long time, like...
I remember the popped-up videos days. You remember those? Back on, I think, VH1 used to have, like, the pop-up videos.
Yeah.
Man, those things were always neat.
When I was younger, too, all I ever listened to music on was YouTube for the longest time.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... I don't know. The way that they promote music is totally not the same. I feel like the value of a music video is not what it once was, I guess you could say. Obviously, there's plenty of them that drop on YouTube, like you said. I guess that's probably where most of them can probably be seen nowadays. Does MTV have any kind of shows at all?
I don't know. I haven't had TV in a long. We just stream stuff.
We watch
I feel like
MTV.
That's a big thing too.
We watch like the Challenge and.
Right.
Riz has her shows that she watches on there, but I mean the Challenge is really probably the only thing that I pay attention to on MTV, just because I mean it's just interesting to me.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
There's not a bunch of like lovey-dovey like, oh my gosh, like stuff that you're used to seeing on like most reality TV shows and stuff. There is occasionally, but most of the time these people are just there. They're competing. You know,
That's
they're
been going on forever too.
Yes, it has. It has. Very, very good show, man. If you haven't seen the Challenge, get you some Challenge, man. And I think they even have like All Stars on like Paramount streaming services or whatever it is. So yeah, worth checking into, man. Challenge. CT, I believe is his name. Just one for like it was back to back now. But
What's your favorite TV show?
my favorite TV show?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been
Or, like,
so
top
long.
3, whatever's easier.
The Big Bang Theory really got me for a while. I used to watch a lot of The Big Bang Theory. Sopranos, when Sopranos was popular, I watched a lot of Sopranos. And I will really say, like, probably I don't know. There's a lot. I've watched a lot of different TV series. The Shield. I don't know if you ever remember The Shield. I watched that in Afghanistan, and I really liked that a lot. But I don't think that stuck around a while. But that was good. It was kind of like about like a corrupt cop. What you got?
Supernatural is my favorite.
Oh, I seen that coming.
Yeah.
Supernatural is a good show. It is a good show. I did give that a chance for a while.
They're fucking coming to Indianapolis.
Dean, is that his name?
Yeah.
Dean, and I can't remember his brother's name. Sam. That's the name. Sam's the tall one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dean's the
shorter one.
Better looking, says Vina.
Better all around character.
Okay, she's going to Indianapolis, y'all.
I want to so bad. I was trying to talk Adrian to buy me a ticket to go. But I like that. The Good Doctor is really good.
The Good Doctor.
Yeah, have you seen that?
No, I haven't. What's that?
Oh, it's good.
The Good Doctor is good.
Yeah. You know Freddie Highmore, I think, maybe? Did you ever watch Bates Motel?
Is it the kid that has like autism and he's a doctor?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard that it is a good show.
It is really, really good. It is one of the only shows I've watched in a long time where I like. So it'll air on TV, and then the day after it comes out on Hulu, and like I will watch it every week it comes out.
Really?
And I haven't done that with a TV show before ever.
I'm like that with wrestling.
Like WWE wrestling?
Yeah, most definitely,
awesome.
man. It comes on Mondays. Tuesday, I'm watching you.
That's awesome.
On Hulu.
I haven't watched wrestling in probably like 5th grade.
You know, the only reason why I watch it is my Uncle Matt, man. My Uncle Matt was killed by a drunk driver. But that's one thing that he introduced us to at a young age, took us to the live events, and that's just one thing that I've always like, I don't know, I feel like it carries on his spirit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, so that's why I've always really kept up with wrestling, and I've tried to like, you know, introduce my kids to it. Bradley keeps up with it now, you know, Roman's slowly growing into it and stuff, so yeah, man, it's fun to watch. I will say this though, if you're a wrestling fan watching this and stuff, I'm sorry, man, but WWE's falling off, man. Falling off, they're getting taken over.
And I feel like that's why I quit watching WWE, was because like I feel like the story to it.
Yeah, man, the storylines are not really that good. The really only thing they really got, I feel like they have going for them right now, is like the whole bloodline thing. If they can find some kind of way to keep it going and keep it interesting, I think they really shot themselves in the foot when they got rid of Bray Wyatt and his whole little like demon character he's got going on. But AEW, man, AEW's got some good stuff going on. And the sad thing about it is, a lot of AEW's talent is WWE's talent that they've released. And, I mean, they're putting it on over there. I mean, it's every week I enjoy watching it. But yeah, that's random as hell. Back to your supernatural stuff. I took the time to try to get into some supernatural. You know, it was good. My buddy used to watch that all the time, and I don't know if there's so many seasons of something, like
I can see that.
Eventually, like you lose me.
But I started watching it at like season 3,
right?
You know what I mean? So like once I started getting really into it, like it just kept coming.
Yeah.
But now like I can see where.
Yeah, no, like...
And it was, like, when I first started watching it, it was really hard. Like, I watched the first 4 episodes probably 5 times before I finally, like, kept watching it after that.
Okay. I mean, it had good stories.
Yeah.
It had, like, there was plenty of, like spooky moments and stuff like that, you know, and interesting things. But, I mean, like I said, once you get, like, so many seasons, you lose me. Like, It's almost like The Walking Dead that we were talking about. I was all about The Walking Dead. Still enjoy The Walking Dead. I'll even watch the new stuff, but, like, I can't tell you about a certain point because you lost me because there's so many seasons. You know,
I feel like
you got to wrap it up at some point for me.
Right. I feel like it was definitely one of those shows where you get, like, attached to the characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once it hit, like, season 13, season 12-ish, I was like, okay. Y'all are being a dead horse. Please just end the show. You know what I mean? But I couldn't stop watching it because I'd already watched fucking over 10 years worth of the show. Yeah. No, I agree. But now Supernatural was good. I'm trying to think of another one, man. The Witcher. The Witcher is actually, I believe, is today the day of The Witcher season 2 hit? I know it's coming up. Have you gave The Witcher a try? No.
Damn it, friend. Go give have you ever played the game? Vina. That is what I refer.
What's it on?
What's that? The game?
No, the show?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Netflix. You got Netflix, don't you? Yeah, go check out The Witcher. If you haven't watched The Witcher, go check it out. And the game. Most of the time, around this time of the season, the game is on sale for like super fucking cheap. And it is an amazing game. So, I want to say Project.
Is it on PlayStation?
Yes.
I think I have seen it.
Yeah, the same people that made Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Make this. Yeah, man. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Very good story. Yeah, I recommend you going and checking that out, man. Season 2, I think, either drops today or in a couple days. I don't know. I'll have to check on that. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Get back into that.
Do you watch like jail shows? I guess.
What do you mean, like Locked Up?
Locked Up, 30 Days In, all that shit.
The only one that I ever really remember is Locked Up. That's really the only one that I remember catching on TV all the time, like back in the day. More so now, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm not gonna lie to you. Play a lot of video games, but TV-wise, like The Witcher and stuff like that, like you have to like really draw me in order to get my attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anything Star Wars and stuff like that, like yeah, I'll catch you. The new Spider-Man that's coming out, like yeah, I got you. But no, I'm not just gonna sit there and watch some random ass TV show or something.
Do you watch Ghost Adventures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh
What's
my
that?
god.
Zach Bagan, I think is his name.
Love of my life.
Yeah, man.
No, really, like, so my daily routine's pretty much the same thing. Like, I get home, cook supper, play with Sis, might watch some TV with Wyatt. He'll go to bed, then I put Sis to bed, then I play PlayStation until, like, I'm about to pass out. And then I go to bed, and every night, like, Ghost Adventures is on the TV, okay? And if I turn it off, Wyatt will wake up.
Oh, yeah?
Every single time.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny that you say Ghost Adventures because that's usually what I end my night on.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's what we watch every single night.
It's normally on the Travel Channel every single night around, like, midnight, 1 o'clock, you know? Like,
it really is
it's
one
there.
of my favorite shows, though.
Yeah, so, like, well, let's fucking get into some Ghost Adventures, Vina.
I'm down.
Like, Ghost Adventure vibes. Like, what's the spookiest shit you've ever encountered?
Like, personally?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I mean, do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, for sure.
You got to. You watch Ghost Adventures.
Yeah. Yeah, dog. I really haven't had anything bad happen to me that I can remember.
Really?
Like, I guess the thing that scared me the most was, whenever, you remember me telling you about Coraline's, vacuum turning on?
Yeah.
It was in there and it did it twice.
Correct.
And it was when we were talking about my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. So I was like, oh. Like, I know I didn't make that up in my head because Wyatt witnessed it too.
Right. Well, I mean, that shouldn't scare you though either because I was like...
No, it wasn't really scary, but like, I was like, oh my god. You know what I mean?
Real quick though, we got to take a break on this side and then we'll come back in and talk about these ghost adventures of Venus. Let's get back into this ghost adventures, I guess. Venus encounters is what we're talking about right now. So, I mean, like, you never had, like, growing up your whole life, there's never been anything that you're just, like, couldn't explain or...
I mean, like, me and Wyatt will lose stuff in the house all the time. And, like, it'll be in the dumbest place you can imagine it being.
Really?
And, like, we blame that on Bub. Like, we think it's him.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? But other than that, no, I haven't really had anything bad happen to me.
Like, you know, they say that, like, there's certain things that you, like, pay attention to. Like, if you like candles and stuff like that, and, like, you pay attention to your candles, you come back, like, obviously out. Right. Or, like, even change. Change's a big one that they always talk about. Like, you see trails of pennies and stuff like that. There's just different things that take place and stuff, weird things that people...
No, I do believe in, like, the symbolism of it, too. You know, like, people were like, my grandma loved freaking birds, so anytime I see a certain bird, like, it's her.
Yeah, like well, what is it, the cardinals. A lot of people think when you see a cardinal, it's a spirits nearby or whatever.
And I will say, like, whenever Kai passed away, he passed away in January, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we were at his gravesite, when we were burying him, there was a yellow butterfly flying around, and almost every single time we go out with Coraline, we find one.
Oh, wow.
So, like...
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. And I will agree with that. I'll agree with that. Rich is kind of the the same way whenever she with the butterfly thing, whenever she's with her Papa Ron and stuff like that. Yeah, man, she's kind of made the same statements and stuff like that. Myself, I mean, there's been quite a few instances where I've been out and about with people and stuff. We went to like there was before they turned the cotton mill over in Gallatin into apartments. You know, obviously it was just the abandoned cotton mill and stuff like that. Snuck in there a couple times as young youth, and some pretty crazy shit in there.
Really?
Oh yeah, man, that was probably some of the freakiest shit I've ever encountered. Honestly, outside of Waverly Hills, we were talking about Waverly Hills and stuff like that. We seen some pretty freaky stuff there. Even taking pictures and stuff, like we snap pictures just randomly wherever we were going through at and stuff, and just coming back and analyzing those and stuff and seeing the different things that just, I don't know, couldn't explain. You know, it was weird, man. But like, not in those moments when we were at Waverly, there wasn't anything. It was just like, oh my god, you know. It was more so going back and analyzing like your EVPs and all that different stuff. You would hear things that you just couldn't explain. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of my problem is too, like, if stuff like that happens to me, I'll talk myself out of it, and I'm like, no, that's not.
I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people do, just to not buy into the fact that that's.
It scares
a fucking possibility.
Me, so that's why, like, anytime I'm like, no, that's not real. He must have done that, like, behind my back. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
well, I mean, it's pretty fucking intimidating when you stop and think about it.
Yeah.
You know, like I can totally see it.
But I'll watch Ghost Adventures and like make fun of them because they get so scared. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, if I was in the pitch like dark, I wouldn't even move. Like, I'd be that scared. You know what I mean? So
Gallatin's a ghost town, man. That place is a ghost town.
Gallatin scares me just driving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can feel the energy like in the air. Like there's just like which I mean, supposedly that place is like quote unquote founded on witchcraft anyway. So the truth of that, I don't know, but a lot of weird vibes coming out of that place.
For real, I hate having to get out of my car in Gallatin.
Yeah, it is kind of just an eerie place, ain't it?
Yeah.
It really is just an eerie place. And I feel like, you know, does the sun ever shine there? Because I feel like every time I go there, it's just cloudy. Like musky and cloudy. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Weird vibes. Stay away from Gallatin. I'm just playing.
And I've met some really cool people.
Yeah, no, it's a great place.
I don't even think it's the people. It's just weird in general.
The history, I think. The history of it. It's got weird history. So, like I said, out there in Rome, Indiana as well, there was a courthouse there, and I can remember they always talked about this light that would come on, and like my dad had recently bought this property out there, and like where his property set at, like the courthouse, like it was a perfect view of it. And they would always talk about like the local kids that lived in and around the area. There's like 4 of them, but they would always talk about the courthouse and how it was haunted and stuff. Like, you know, of course, we were like, oh no, you know, no way. And they would always talk about this light that would like randomly appear and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's green. It's green. There's no green lights in the courthouse at all, you know?
Right.
Well, one day on my birthday, of all days and stuff, I had hurt my foot. I can't remember what I did. I was really into like the BMX bike stuff. I know I was doing something on that. I fucked up my foot. And for whatever reason, they thought it would be a good idea to go over to like the courthouse yard. And, I mean, it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, so I'm on somebody's back, like being piggybacked over there.
Yeah.
And like, of course, like we're not expecting to see shit. We get over there, everybody's like giggling, laughing, and like running around being stupid and stuff. And like, shit you not, they're full body fucking apparition, green full body apparition up in the fucking window. Like everybody's fucking running. I'm like kicking whoever has me on their back. Like I'm on this person's back, like kicking him like a horse, like trying to get him to fucking go. Yeah, it was wild. But yeah, most definitely there's some activity going on out there at that courthouse in Rome, Indiana. So that was a pretty creepy place. I mean, which, once again, in and around that Gallatin area, I really feel like it's really an active area. Which I'm pretty sure they have their own little group that goes around and does ghost hunting, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought they did over there. Shout out to them. I don't know who they are, but shout out to them. Yeah, so what about haunted houses, man? I've had some weird experiences actually in haunted houses.
For sure.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Houses October built? Oh my god. I think it's on Hulu still. You should go watch it.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
The House That October Built.
Yeah.
I will check it out.
It is like a handheld camera though, like the whole movie.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
As long as
Yeah.
you're cool with that, I think you'll like it.
It's almost like some the old school like Blair Witch Project type
Right.
shit, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm totally cool with that. You know, if it keeps me intrigued, I'll watch it.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
I'll give anything a chance. I will absolutely give anything a chance.
It's pretty good, but it did like make me second guess haunted houses for a while.
Really, really.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Because like,
Is it gonna give away the movie?
yeah, kinda.
Oh really? Well then let's hold off on that conversation.
I tiptoe around it without telling you.
We'll have to remember that for the next time that we come together, man. But I mean, have you ever had an experience like here you are paying money to go into this haunted house or whatnot, and then have like I don't know. I can remember 2 times at the one over here in Indiana that we went to, and there was people that spoke of this little girl. They're like, oh, this little girl did an amazing job and stuff like that. And like everybody's like, they even turned on the lights at one time. They were like, there should not be anybody in that area and stuff like that. And I like yeah. And like someone in my group was like, I seen her and stuff like that. I didn't personally see her, but I don't know.
Where was it?
The catacombs over
okay,
here at the it still creeps you out though, knowing like, oh man, like shit, like people were saying that they seen this little girl and they turn on the lights and they're like looking for this child, like there's nobody up in there. Yeah, so that was kind of creepy. And then there was a hospital in Pennsylvania that we were visiting my ex-wife's mom in Pennsylvania, and I was out with her mom's boyfriend. We had went to the casino, and he drove us past this place, and that's who was from Pennsylvania, so he knew the area well, and that's what he was telling us, all this little like ghost history stuff about the town and stuff. And obviously you're thinking like, oh, it's Pennsylvania, you know, it's got to be history.
Yeah.
And yeah, he takes us by this hospital, man, and like he's just sitting there talking to us about this fucking hospital. Mind you, there's like nobody's here. You know, fucking light comes on and some bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're just like sitting there and like this damn light just pops on. Like while he's sitting there telling us about the hospital and all the creepy stuff that he's seen like growing up and shit, and a fucking light pops on. Yeah, man, you want to talk about like the hair standing up on the back of your neck and shit? Like we're all like, spin up real fast. Yeah, that's a true story, man. That is a true story. I can't remember the hospital's name.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was crazy. Gosh, it was in the same town. I want to say it was Northeast Pennsylvania, or somewhere in and around that area. And that's actually the name of the place, is Northeast Pennsylvania, believe it or not. So, yeah, somewhere around the area. Chat, does Chat have any experiences that you've experienced? Anybody ever experienced anything spooky? Can't explain? Plenty of them.
You know, I did, I guess, have one at Waverly. The last year I went was probably like 4 years ago, I think, and I went with my friend and my little brother and his friend. And we were going through like the haunted house part and got separated. So that like we had stopped in just a dark spot where we knew nobody was, waiting on them to catch up or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was holding hands with my friend or whatever. And at the exact same time, we both heard somebody say "go," like between us, and took off running. And there was nobody there.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah.
You know, the house that we just moved from, 405. You've came out there and experienced the house. That most definitely was haunted.
I believe that.
Yeah, that was most definitely haunted. Like, you know, even our buddy Torin, you know Torin, he stayed with us, and I mean, he has plenty of stories that he can tell as well. I mean, that place was, I mean, you could come downstairs, and the floor upstairs was carpet, but you could clearly hear people walking across, like, hardwood floor. And then there was times that you could hear, like, stuff being like dragged across the floor, like kids are off at school, you're the only ones in there and stuff, and you hear all this stuff. And then there was constantly knocking and banging. The one I felt the worst for was Bray, though. Bray got the worst of 405. Not a lot of people know that. That poor thing. And like, it didn't really come like, I'm upstairs playing my game, a lot of
Right.
nights, kids are asleep, I'm upstairs, dad's got his headset on and stuff, not really paying attention. Live out in the middle of nowhere, you're not expecting anything to happen,
Right.
Like, I'm in my safe bubble. And no, get out there, and she just tells me one day, she's like, Dad, like there's this banging that goes on in the old room where Torrin used to stay at, and I was like, oh yeah? I was like, well, what do you mean? She was like, it's like someone's like banging on the door. I'm like, really? And so one night, just randomly, she comes fucking running up there, freaking out, saying it's happening again. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I take off my headset and I fucking walk downstairs and stuff, like walking through the house. I'm like, oh, there's nothing here. Trying to reassure my kid that everything's fucking okay and stuff. And she's like getting back in her bed and stuff. And she's like, it was really loud this time, Dad. It was really loud and stuff. And like, I'm sitting here talking to her, and no sooner than I'm sitting here saying it's boom, 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 boom. This is loud as hell. I was like, well, you come back upstairs with us.
Yeah, I would have woke Wyatt and be like, we gotta go right now.
That's what I told her. I was like, you just hop into bed with your mom. Like, I'll sleep on the fucking floor.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. 405 was a trip. 405 was a trip. And even Matt and Cody will tell you, like, when we were moving stuff out of that house and bringing it over here, like, the vibes were unsettling. And like having to go back at nighttime and stuff like that. Like, I remember, I don't fear a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't. I've seen a lot of fucked up shit, been through a lot of fucked up things,
Right.
war and all of it, and I don't fear a lot of shit. But that night, I went back to that place by myself, and I was picking up these bags, for our trash run in the morning. We were getting out everything that we weren't taking with us, and I just felt like somebody was watching me, and I hadn't had that fucking eerie ass feeling in a long ass time, and I just felt like I was being watched. And when I was coming down those stairs, like, something fucking chased me out that house. Something straight up was coming down those fucking stairs. And you just know how it feels like when someone's like coming down the stairs behind you, like you feel like the vibrations of someone walking behind you. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, definitely going on in that house. And it was really creepy. But Matt and Cody, I mean, even them, they experienced things up in that house.
Did you ever notice, like, I never walked in that house without you and Marissa coming downstairs?
Oh yeah.
Like, I was terrified of that. I hated being in that house.
Yeah, it was weird vibes.
Like, it was
there.
alright once, like, I was there for a minute and was like we started hanging out, you know what I mean? But I could not walk into that house by myself.
The weird thing is, and we love our new home, do not get me wrong, we really enjoy where we're at and stuff, and grateful for it.
Right.
But, we're kind of questioning on whether or not something didn't follow us.
Really?
Yeah, like, well, just the other day, Matt and his wife came over and stuff, and shortly after they left, and it was kind of weird because we actually had a conversation about 405 and those things, and but Charlie, our youngest daughter, she had mentioned seeing something here, and what she had mentioned seeing was the same thing that she had said she had seen at the old house that she used to say all the time, and we used to brush it off. So we thought it was really weird that she was saying that.
Right.
And then Matt and them come over. We're talking about that, and they take off. And no sooner they take off, we sit down on the thing, and fucking them. I can't remember what it was. Something was on the table, man. It just fucking took off flying off the fucking table. Just flying, smacked, and just all over the place. Had it come in there, and Chris Ann had to come in there and vacuum shit up. And it was crazy. It was wild. Everybody was like looking at each other and shit. We were all freaked out.
God.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't feel like whatever it is a bad thing, but I think it does, like, it fucks with us. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
just
sure,
to let you know that it's around. Because there are plenty of times that even here, I feel like that just there's something fucking just watching me, like when I'm sitting there playing my games and shit.
Right. Marissa said that since y'all moved it out of that house, that it's went through 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, that is true. There's
Really?
been I think 2 tenants there since we've left. Yeah, it is just a crazy place. I mean, when we first showed up, you could clearly see the crosses on
Up
the
stairs.
well, on the front of the door.
Yeah.
There was a big old black cross where it's like you could tell like someone's come through, and like as you went down the walls, you could see where somebody had took like holy water or something and like made crosses and stuff all up on the.
You know
way
whose
up.
room scared me the most?
Who's that?
Charlie's.
Charlie's, the upstairs one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
Terrified the fuck.
you need to ask Matt about his experience in that room then.
I think I walked in that room one time, and that was it. All the times I was ever at your house.
Yeah, well, we switched it out, and we moved Charlie downstairs into the where Torin was staying at, and then Roman got that room. Yeah, and I will say, because that bathroom was connected from our room to that room, and I will say, man, there was times that I heard shit in there, and like I would go in there thinking like Roman was awake, like playing with stuff, and like I would always get freaked out if I knew he was awake because of those windows, how low they set and shit. He was so young, so I would always go in there to make sure like he was all right and put him back to bed or whatever, and he would never be awake. But I swear, like I would always hear people in there like scruffing around and moving around stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was always the weirdest thing, But I do agree with you. That was probably the creepiest room in the house. Most definitely the creepiest room in the house. Multiple times, but there's been multiple people that would drive by the house, and we coached softball, and that's what they would say. They were like, "Oh, you live in that house over here on field 405?" Like we always see a lady standing in the window and stuff like that, and like at that house, like that was my studio. You know what I'm saying? I was the only person that ever went into that room. So like we always thought that was
recorded the vision. That room?
Yes, the one that sets out on the roadside or whatnot. But yeah, man, there was a lot of activity, most definitely in that home. A lot of activity.
I believe it.
Yeah, gonna take another break and then we'll be right back. All right. Back on the, I guess you say haunted houses or haunted vibes. So, I mean, what about you? You ever lived in a house growing up or anything like that you felt was haunted? Or I always feel like everyone's had at least some kind of experience,
right?
Where there's just something that they can't explain. Something has happened.
I've only lived in like 3 or 4 houses, I think. Now I will say at my grandma's house, her old cat haunts that house.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. See, there's a lot of people. Like I used to fight with people about that. The people would say that there was no like spirits of animals. I guess you could say, and that I'm a believer of animals having spirits as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my grandma had this old ass cat named Whiskers, and my dad actually found this cat when he was like a teenager, I think, out on the railroad tracks, and they took it in. And this cat, like I remember it being like when I was probably like 10 or younger, like that's how old this cat was. And every night, it would go into the bathroom and like meow religiously at the same time every night. Yeah. And after it passed away, like to this day, you can hear that cat meowing in the bathroom at night.
Wow.
And there's no cats there.
Wow. See, that's the thing with animals as well. I had a dog. It was a black lab. I actually had it over here in Owensboro. It was one of my first animals that I got on my own. Awesome dog, and I had it out one day, and it was missing, gone. Like, and I lived in the fenced-in area. I let him out every single day. And me and my buddy Brian, I mean, we searched and searched and searched for this dog for like 2 days straight. Because, I mean, this dog was like, he didn't leave us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if one of his people was around, he was with his people. Well, one day we came, the second day, we had come back home in the afternoon, and Brian seen this figure up underneath the car, and like that, my dog was there. And like we went to go like pull him out. Like somehow someone had put this dog up underneath. I don't know. We still don't know what happened to this dog. Mm-hmm. But literally when we pulled this dog out, it came apart in two. Like someone did something to this dog and placed it back in my yard. Like up underneath this, like it was just like this broken down vehicle that sat out there and stuff like that. It was the wildest thing, sickest thing I've still to this day probably ever seen someone do to a fucking animal. Traumatized my buddy. Right. I mean, we just didn't understand like why the fuck someone would do that to an animal. You know what I'm saying? We reported it to the fucking police and fucking everything. I mean, we were really upset about it. And what was crazy about it though is we got another dog after that. I had gotten another dog, and you would always hear like we would let him out and let the dog back in, and like you could still hear scratches at the door, like a shadow would come and scratch at the door and stuff like that. I always thought it was the wildest thing. And people also said that they felt like they seen him because he would always like peek in at the window, like when he was ready to come in and stuff like that. He would peek in at the window. You'd always see his little face and stuff like that. There's been plenty of people who said that they'd seen his little face and stuff like that. So I totally a believer in the fact that animals have spirits.
For sure.
Most definitely.
I don't really know of anything though that's happened to me that I can't explain other than like we have a lot of stuff that we think is Kai, you know what I mean? But
right, absolutely.
That, like, my mom and my dad always said that we used to live in the house right beside my grandma, and my great grandma lived in the house that we were living in currently, and she was really short, had really long skinny fingers, you know what I mean? Like she passed away, and like me and my oldest brother never got to meet her. And they both swear to this day that my older brother Luke went and woke him up and told him there's an old lady in our bedroom, because we shared a bedroom. Yeah. And said that she was rubbing my head, and my mom went in there and they saw my great grandma. And
that's crazy.
The next day they took my brother over to my grandma's house, and they like put out some pictures for him to see if he could like point out which one it was, and he pointed out my great grandma. I
got a crazy story for you. My grandma was probably like my person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's still to this day, if there's somebody that I could just have a day with, it would be my grandma. Whenever I had a pretty rough childhood, you know, bounced around a lot, moved a lot. Just moved to Hardinsburg, Kentucky, in this double wide trailer with my dad's new fiance and stuff like that. Getting settled in, and the death of my grandma really bothered me a lot, you know. But one night, man, sitting there, I had this window set beside my bed, and mind you, like my stepsister had never seen my grandma a day in her life, or whatnot. And middle of the night, I'm woke up by the sound of someone tapping on glass, and so of course I can check it and stuff like that. I mean, I literally freaked the fuck out because like I like open up my blind, like I see my grandma standing there.
Really?
And yeah, and it was just so weird because I mean it was just such a like distinct knock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was gonna wake up anybody. And I seen my grandma standing there, and I mean I freak out like in the moment that like now where I'm at, like I always like look back on it like, man, I wish I didn't do that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking freaked out, and I took off running, like banging on my dad's and stepmom's fucking door, like telling them what I seen and stuff. They were telling me to calm down because I mean I was like hyperventilating, I was like freaking out. And then like my stepsister, man, come walking out of her room, and she was all like fucking. She's like, "Hey Wes," she was like, "Your grandma just left. She said bye." And everybody in the house like freaked the fuck out. Right. Like everybody's like, at that point I'm like, I'm not crazy. Right. Yeah, but that was a pretty wild event. Like having like my stepsister come out like the way she did, because like she was known to sleepwalk. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like even with whenever my stepmother's mother passed away, there was plenty of occurrences where my stepsister said like she would sleepwalk. That's who she'd be walking with. Mm-hmm. Was, you know. So yeah, I mean there was plenty of occurrences like that and stuff. But that was probably like the craziest thing that happened to me during my childhood is whenever like I had that knock on my window and it was my grandma, and then she came out and said that shit. It kind of shook everybody in the house at that point.
That's crazy. Yeah,
it was, and you know that's it's really weird because even still to this day, I mean, I still have dreams where like my grandmother's in them and stuff like that, and I always feel like I'm one that always pays attention to my dreams.
I feel like I have a lot more like experiences in dreams than I do in real life.
Yeah, and like you know, I pay hardcore attention to my dreams and like you know what's going on in them. And yeah, man, I always feel like she's like there, like just trying to give me some kind of sign to let me know, like you know, I'm here and I got you, type deal. Okay. You know, so yeah, like that's one thing that I've always clinged to. Well, I think we've been at it for a while. I think it's probably a good time to wrap it up. Anybody that has joined us on our live, we invite you to go to the Boxed Up Vibes side of things on TikTok. Give us a like and a follow, as well as follow us on Spotify and YouTube. We would much appreciate it. It has been our pleasure bringing you part 2 of episode 6. I'm Wes Chris, and this has been Vina Jeekins. See y'all later.
Bye.